What do you say when people ask you what you do? Maybe it's easy. I'm an accountant. I solve problems you didn't know you had in ways you don't understand. Maybe you're a mother. Maybe you say something like, I'm a mom. Every day I resist the urge to eliminate my hair follicles while cultivating 3 bipeds into reasonably responsible citizens capable of administering luminescence on our Sumerian sphere. Memorize that line. Try it out on people. Or perhaps you're a lawyer. You sit around laughing at lawyer jokes all day. Ha! Sure you do, don't you? Like, what's the difference between a lawyer and a herd of buffalo? The lawyer charges more. My childhood friend who's a lawyer told me that, okay? I always wince a little when someone asks what I do, partly because I'm not entirely certain myself what I do. I'm on radio, but saying so usually leads to a lengthy conversation. So I tell them I'm a writer, which is less strange perhaps, and easier to explain. People immediately ask what I write. I say books. Wow. Often what comes next is a sentence I do not want to hear. In fact, here are 10 sentences I've heard in response to my occupation. 10 things you should never say to an author. Are you ready? Take notes. Number 1, cool. But what do you do for a living? Number 2, I have a great idea for a book. You write it. We'll split the profits. Someone actually said this to me. What do you say to that? Usually I just pretend I'm hearing impaired. Sorry, water in my ear. A third thing people say to me when they find out I write books is I would totally write a book if I had much free time like you do. Listen, my friend, writing books is as close as a man will ever come to giving birth. Ask my wife. She will say that when I am on deadline, I am moody, I am cranky, and I snack at odd hours. Writing, my friend, is easy work. All you have to do is delete the words that don't fit and take out the parts that readers skip. Number 4, I found your book in a yard sale for $0.25. You autographed it to the guy who sold it to me. It's happened. Number 5, you're an author? I have a blog. Well, good, but I gotta tell you, writing books requires I go before a tribunal for approval on each sentence. Trust me, there's nothing bloggish about it. I go to war with live ammunition. You've got a pea shooter. I don't say that, of course. Number 6, there's no way I'm telling you anything. I'll just end up in one of your books. My wife says this. No, she doesn't, but others do. Writing books is lonely enough work, but mention people's names and you're lonelier than a porcupine with halitosis. I have learned to seek permission and get it in writing. And if they won't give it to me, I put them in the book, change their names, and give them big ears. No one sues you when you do this. Here are other things you shouldn't say to an author. Number 7, are you still a writer or do you work now? Number 8, I wrote a book in a week. Number 9, that must be so much fun. I wish I could just sit around and write all day. And finally, when I retire, I'm gonna write books. I want to say when I retire, I'm going to perform heart surgery, but I don't. Well, my friend, whatever you do, do it well, would you? And be careful that your sense of worth doesn't come from what you do. A great way to keep on the pathway to joy is to ask, what do I base my value and identity on? That is the thing we worship. When our value is based on who we are rather than whose we are, we get sidetracked. When we live for career and we're laid off, or live for our kids and they disappoint, we feel worthless, we feel devastated. But if we live for Jesus and for Him alone, He forgives us and accepts us by God's grace. Our identity is found in Him. And the next time someone asks what you do, say, I'm an undertaker, and pull out a tape measure. Or try this, I'm an electrician. I wire for money. Hey, I just want to thank you because every time you push the subscribe button, something really cool happens to me. And so, would you just push it, just now? Thank you. Oh, pizza. Thank you. Excellent. Pepperoni.